Hi, angels. I'm Miss QuietQueen, and you are now tuned into the QuietQueen Project. Well, I want to talk to you about the Akashic Records. I had a video up about Akashic Records. I took it down because there was music in the background, and many of you were complaining about it being distracting. And I'm just now getting back to putting up that video or reposting it without the music this time. Hopefully we won't have any interruptions. What is the Akashic Records? The Akashic Records goes by several different names, but the Akashic Records is keepers of divine expressions. They are keepers of the divine expressions. The Akashic is plural. They're beings. They're unconscious. Some people say beings. Some just say just a consciousness, but it is a live consciousness. They're not physical. It or them are not physical. They don't need to feed the way you and I do. The way they feed, the way they continue to exist is by us existing, if that makes sense. The keepers of divine expression, what do they keep? They keep access and records of every thought by every human being, past, present, and future, in all universes and worlds. They know the existence and thoughts, patterns, and such of every animal, plant, mineral. They are the record keepers of everything that has exists, is existing, and the probabilities of each and every human being. Every one of us has a book of our soul. Your soul, I call it your soul's book. This is another way of saying your Akashic Records. It entails everything about you, way before you were born in this life. It can, as soon as your soul is created and developed, the Akashic Records are made aware of that. Now, what happened prior to the Akashic Records, we don't know. I do know that there are some other divine keepers of divine expressions, and many people don't know that. The Akashic Records isn't the only record-keeping system, but it is the oldest record-keeping system. It is the biggest. Maybe it's not the oldest. I'm not sure about that. Let me find out. But I know it is the most thorough, the most complete. There are many books out there that you can get. I would love to write my own book on Akashic Records, but I'm trying now to develop a relationship with the keepers of divine expression and ask their permission to allow me to be a channel for them so that I can pick up more information on that on this topic. As I was saying, any questions that you might have, any problems, if you'd like to know more about yourself and your past lives and different things, you can go to the Akashic Records. Now, the Akashic Records is also known as a library where people or anybody, you can go and find out information on anyone, including yourself. Now, some Akashic Records are closed, meaning you can't access that information. I know they say anybody can access the Akashic Records, anyone, and that's true. But there is a protocol. You can't just go up to the Akashic Records just because you want to. I mean, you can just because you want to, but you can't just go and say, hey, let me see the Akashic Records, and boom, it's opened. It doesn't work like that. You have to there's many different ways to access it. You can access it through meditation. You can access the Akashic records by chanting words of power. There are certain powerful words that we don't use on a regular basis that can penetrate through the realms and open and give you access to the Akashic records. You could do rituals to get to Akashic records. You could do alchemy. Now remember, when you get into things like this, especially alchemy, I've told you this before. In order to get something of value, you need to give up something of value. So I wouldn't do the alchemy way. The meditation is the most popular way. During the dream state, there are certain things that you can say, certain affirmations that you say while falling asleep. Did you know that when you say certain things as you're falling asleep, or you repeating the same thoughts or sentence over and over in your mind, that you turn on that lucid dream button, so to speak? And you can also astral travel, and you can go to your Akashic records. Now here's the thing. Although the Akashic records are accessible to anyone for any reason, they do not judge, but they do reserve the right to prevent anyone or anything from accessing something that, if they feel like it will cause great detriment. That's why I don't really believe when people say that they have gone, or they can go to your Akashic records and they do it so easily. That's not true. I'm sorry, it's a scam. And I fell for that as well. There was a woman, her name was Lumari. She wrote a book called Akashic Records, Divine Keepers of Divine Expression. The book was awesome. The book was awesome. I loved the book. She was actually channel, and everything that she was saying in the book, it makes a lot of sense. And I think when people get certain knowledge, they get power, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Because after her having this awakening moment where the Akashic records they are downloading information to her, I guess she wanted to make more money, or I shouldn't say that she wanted to make more money, but she wanted to do more. So she would tell people that she can go to your Akashic records. So I hired her. I paid her a lot of money to tell me about my Akashic. This was like about 10 years ago, maybe a little bit more. Way before I started doing YouTube videos. And she asked anybody that claimed to go into your Akashic records, would ask you to give them 3 questions. She asked me to give her 3 questions and give her a scenario on each question. And that was a red flag. Why are you asking me to give you 3 questions? I can understand you asking me to give you 3 questions, but then you want me to give you a brief paragraph on each question, like why I'm asking you that question and who is involved. No, that's getting too much information out of me so you could turn around and use it on me. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? But when I talked to her, she really didn't give me an answer. She really didn't. She didn't tell me what was in my Akashic record. All she said, because I talked about Smelly Goat, and all she did was she called him an idiot and said that he can't do this and he can't do that. And because I was really concerned at the time. I had just really broken up with him for about a year and a half at that point, if that much. And so I was just concerned about their relationship and him and who he was. And many of you watch my videos, I talk about Smelly Goat and who he was. And maybe I'll get into it deeper in another video. But anyway, make a long story short, Lumari, no disrespect to this woman, but she did not go to my Akashic records. I would never pay her again. I wouldn't suggest you pay her. I wouldn't suggest you pay anyone. I'm not trying to knock anybody's hustle. I think she should continue to write books and sell her books. But please stop telling people you're going to their Akashic records and you're not doing it. I see people on YouTube and they have these videos and that they went to somebody's Akashic records and they say, well, you were this and you were that. Don't pay nobody to do that. On my journey now, I learned that The best person to go to your Akashic records for you is you. You're the best person. There are gatekeepers at each level of this library. Now, you will see the Akashic records in many different ways. It depends on your mentality and your perception, how you perceive things. If I was 10 years old, I won't see the Akashic records the way a 45-year-old woman would see it. I would see the Akashic records maybe like a cartoon. Or maybe they would look like the Power Rangers. You know, something like that. Is the way they come to you in a way in which you will understand, and a way in which you will not be afraid. And in order for somebody to get to your Akashic records, not only do they have to have your soul's permission, but they also have to know how to penetrate through your gates. Penetrate through their own gates first, and then penetrate through your gates. There are steps, there are levels. If you want to know about your past life, to find out about that is on the ninth realm, I believe. The Rethic realm, one of those realms. Gosh, I can't remember. I don't know why I should know this. But that's where they would have to go. And you know, it is really, really hard to get there. The first realm above our physical plane is the astral realm. Astral realm. But you have to penetrate through the astral realm, the Rethic realm, the mental realm. That's where your past lives, the memories or the records of your past life, that's where they exist. So the Akashic records have many different levels. Okay, some people see it as a library. Some people see it as a big open field. Some people see it as a big tall building. And when you want to see your book of life or your Akashic records, it's not shown to you like a regular book that you will open up and read like words. You might see it as a book. It will open up, but when you look in it, what I saw when I saw it for the one, this didn't happen to me the very first time I saw it, but one of the times that I saw my Akashic records, it was a book that opened up and a lot of light came out. And it was like this light just blessed your face. It blessed your soul. It blessed your presence. And then you began to realize. What I mean by realize is this. You know how sometimes we say astral travel, that sometimes you're lying down and you feel your body floating and moving, and then all of a sudden you feel like you're just flying over in the air. You really are not flying. Your soul really is not flying. What it's doing is realizing, if that makes sense. Okay? It's coming into realization of what it already knows. Your soul carries the blueprint of everything you have ever went through in this life and any other life. And in order for you to tap into it, you have to go into yourself. First, you need to realize that it is possible. If you go in there with any inkling of doubt, you will not be successful. The Akashic records was, some people call it the mind of God, but it's so vast and it's so huge, and it is something that we can never consume entirely because we would perish, because it's information overload. It's too much information for you and I to handle. Even on a soul level. It's just too much information. The Akashic record can be used to your advantage. Remember that. Now, I said that I was going to do a predictions video. I'm really skeptical about it, because when I do my predictions video, if and when I really put that out, I know I probably make a whole lot of people upset or nervous because I've been told some information that's going to happen, and I don't want to induce fear, so I'm kind of taking my time with it. But if you want to know your probable futures, you go to your Akashic records. And some people, which Smelly Go did this to me, and a few other people who belong to certain secret society that know who and what I am and what I'm capable of and that trait that I have inside, they went to my Akashic records without my permission. Sometimes you can go through a back door if you know how to do certain things. Members of Ekankar, the Mahanta, the inner, the current Mahanta, his name is YZ. Paul Twitchell was one. They know how to travel and get to the Akashic records. Yeah, I was gonna show you something. They know how to do this. They know how to get to the back door. They know words. See, words, language is a spell. Language, words, speaking is a spell. Word, spoken word, it's all spells. If you know, that's why they call it spelling. Okay? When you write down your words, you're spelling. It's all spells. And everybody, a lot of people are like, you don't talk about magic or spells. That's of the devil. No. Spoken word is nothing. Language is nothing but incantations and spells. Okay? And when you know the right words of power, when you know, like Moses, he spread the Red Sea. That wasn't fake. That was for real. It's in your Bible, Christians. What you think he did? He took his staff and he said something. They didn't put that in the movie. So they don't want you to know that. Okay? You talk to some real wise rabbis and some sages, and they will tell you Moses had a powerful word, used one of the 72 names of God, which is a word, or it's a sound. Okay? Words like, it's not normal words that we use. Different words. Different sounds unlock Akashic records. Different words can catapult you to different realms and different levels. Okay? And when somebody come to you or make videos saying that I can do your Akashic records, just pay my PayPal and I'll get back to you in 3 days. Red flag. First of all, depending on that individual, it may not take you 3 days to get there, or it may take you longer than 3 days, because you have to operate on a certain frequency, y'all, to get to the Akashic records. Your frequency, your vibration has to be at a certain level. You ain't going nowhere. And then on top of that, if you're trying to get into somebody else's, you really have to operate on a high frequency, and you have to come in a pure manner. You mean to tell me these people, they some badasses, if they can go to anybody's Akashic records and find out anything they want and then get back to you in 72 hours? Really? That's not possible. This is what my spirit team wants me to let everybody know. That's not possible. And don't fall for that anymore. Okay? You have to have a certain vibration. Like I said. And some of you are probably wondering, well, what's the vibration? How do you get to that vibration? I have a video out about 10 ways to raise your vibration. One of those ways is to smile all the time. Drink water, fresh, pure water before you go to sleep. Sustain away from any physical human contact. Okay, I'm not trying to get in your business, but sexual energy can hinder you from traveling, even if you want to astral travel, because when you have intercourse, beloved, when two people have intercourse, doesn't matter who they are, you're mixing, you're marrying your energies together, your aura, your hula hoop, that hula hoop that's around all of us that expands out about 6 to 8 feet. When you're having sex, you're mixing that together, and if you are a woman and you allow that man to leave his address, you know what I'm saying, inside of you, then that's mixing your energy, that's mixing your frequency. It's like an interruption of your own frequency. Okay? You cannot have someone else's essence in or on you if you plan to travel and go to your Akashic records. You can't do it. So you need to fast from sex. You need to fast from arguing. You need to fast from lying. Because all of these things are lower on the vibrational level. Does that make sense? So, eat well, live well, laugh well, fast from worldly things. What else can you do to raise your vibration? Oh, this might sound kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but talk to yourself, not with everybody around. Just go in a quiet room. Y'all know how I used to tell you, look in the mirror and just have a conversation. Hey, what's up, Donna? Hey, Donna. Talk to yourself. Talk to yourself and let talk about what the things that you intend, what you desire. Because your higher self is the perfect you. I'm starting to believe that your higher self is one of your angels, if not the guardian angel. We just give it another name because we have amnesia, and it's the only way that we can, understand things and cope with things. Because when we came down here, we agreed to just, forget some of the things in order to get something else. That's the alchemy again. But anyway, back to the Akashic records themselves. It was said that Einstein accessed the Akashic records. A lot of I don't like the powers that be in this world. I hate their vibration. I know hate is a strong word, but sometimes, it's the appropriate word. I hate selfish people. I hate stingy people. I hate groups that are trying to control every god darn thing in the world. I hate it. I say that to say this. They have accessed the grid and everybody's Akashic records. And what they do is, and Smelly Goat has done and is trying to do to me, is that they try to block certain probabilities from happening. If, say, for example, you're dating someone, you or someone else can go to your Akashic records and see, is she going to marry that person? It's a probability, but it's also a probability that she married that person's brother. Or it's a probability that she's single for the rest of her life. Or it's another probability that, the probabilities are endless because you are endless and this universe is endless. But there is a such thing as the most probable future. So when you go before the Akashic record, you say, hey, what's going to happen? What should I expect? What's going to happen in this relationship? They can give you the most likely thing that will happen, but in order to be fair and honest to you, they will also let you know it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. If somebody told you that you only had 6 months to live, well, that's the probability of the doctors telling you that. You go to the Akashic record, they can say, yeah, that's the most likely probability, but it can also be changed. You can create your own reality. Now, these big corporations that like to not tell anybody, they're very spiritual. These big Fortune 500 companies, oh, they go to the Akashic record all the time, because anything that can be thought of can be created. If you can create something in your head and you think, oh, that's just weird, it's already existed. It's already out there in the Akashic record. Somebody can go up there and grab your idea, and you ever say, damn, I had that idea. Why did they come up with that? Somebody may have been to the Akashic records and saw the general Akashic records of humanity and say, hey, that's a good idea. So-and-so put that out there, but I'm going to take it. So we do need to watch our thoughts for several different reasons. One, there are some entities that are penetrating our thoughts, but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the Akashic right now. If there's something that you want to do and you want to find out if it's reasonable, you can go to the Akashic record, but act on it immediately. Because once you think that thought and it's a really good ass idea, other folks can get the same idea as well. Because our thoughts share the space of other thoughts. Your thoughts share the space of other thoughts. So you constantly thinking thoughts right now. It's going out to the Akashic record right now as we speak. As I'm speaking and pop up my fingers and you are watching my video, everything you're thinking about me, everything you're thinking about as I'm speaking is going into the Akashic record. It's going up there. It's constantly going. The Akashic record is constantly getting larger and larger and larger and larger and larger. Just like they said, the universe. They thought the universe was shrinking. The universe is actually growing at a rapid rate. So is the Akashic records. Your thoughts are sharing a space with everyone else's thoughts. So if you can think it, so can someone else. Your thought, put it out there in the universe, and then there's an area where there's, like I said, the general thoughts are in the Akashic. Anybody can pick up on that. Anybody can hone in on that, especially if you and another person or people are operating at the same vibrational pool. Write things down if you have an idea. Write things down and put a date on it. Screw technology for now. I mean, I like technology to a point. But if you want to CYA, you better learn how to write your stuff down. Okay? Because that's the best proof. Anybody can hack into your computer. Anybody can hack into your computer. But in order for somebody to get your diary, they got to come to your house and get your diary. So keep everything written down. I don't like putting stuff on my computer. I already been hacked enough. There was an obsessed fan I had. Yeah, some of you might know about it. Back in 2000, I don't know. I think she's 2015. It was just crazy, just obsessed over me, and I write everything down. You know, I have been followed. Some of you know that. There's someone that was following me. Know where I live and everything. It's too late for me to just stop doing what I'm doing because it's already out there. But I write stuff down. Yeah, I write it down and I tell my family where to find whatever it is they need. So when I'm dead and gone from here, there's a whole bunch of videos that they could put up. There's books and things and pamphlets they could publish, and QuietQueen can live on for a little while. Y'all will still have some information coming from me after I'm dead and gone. I don't know how I got off on that. See, I just follow the flow. My spirit team is awesome. They're telling me now, even as we speak, that I am behind schedule as far as my spirituality is concerned. What that means is that there's so many things that I need to do. And because I took so long getting here, procrastinating or whatever, I'm backed up. I'm backed up. And so my spirit team, they give me so much information. Sometimes I forget right away. And I forgot that one thought I was getting ready to tell y'all. But all of this is related to the Akashic Records and the power of your mind and things like that. The Akashic Records, when I found out about it, to be honest with you, I felt like I won the lottery. I thought that was knowing about the Akashic Records and that they actually exist. It was amazing. And powerful, influential, very wealthy people and organizations don't want the average Joe like you and I to know that the Akashic Records exist, because it's power in the Akashic Records. I am being told from my spirit team that there are groups out there right now under the sound of my voice that are casting spells and preventing people from wanting to know about the Akashic Records and trying to slow people down. What they're doing is I'm seeing an invisible blob is what best way I can call it. Visible cloud, something. It's like a cloak. There are some people out there, some very strong, mentally strong people, and some of these people have alien DNA. Some of them are aliens that don't have the human our best interest at heart. They are trying to slow down the sleeping giant from awaking. And you and I are the sleeping giant. But our DNA is being activated. Our DNA is constantly being changed. And they know that because they've been to the Akashic Record, but they want to stop it. They want the Akashic Record not to give us information if we come forth and give it to them. But the Akashic Record don't give a damn about these strong secret societies. They don't care about the 13 families like that. No disrespect to the 13 families, but y'all know I'm right when I say this. They don't give a damn about that. They're not in our wars. They do not partake in our wars. They do not assist in our wars. All they do is they hold information, and they will give you information if you ask. And if you ask for it the right way, they will give you the information. But these societies and shit, they don't want us to know, because you're going to wake up and then they won't have the upper hand, and they won't be able to stay and wallow in their selfishness, because these families and these societies and things like that, they're selfish, and it's like when somebody like myself say something like that, people go, oh, you can't say that about them. Why not? They'll say it about me. Y'all gotta understand, stop giving your power. We need to stop giving our power away. We have a lot of power. They don't want you to go into the Akashic Record. They want the Akashic Records, like I said, not to give you any information, but the Akashic Records will tell them in a New York minute, we don't answer to you. They're not, I don't know if they can retaliate or do things to people, the Akashic Record, but they will tell all of these societies, and they know that we don't work for you. If these people, anybody on the universe, want to know anything about their Akashic or the Akashic Records itself, they will be willing to tell you, because that is their job. So these secret societies cannot stop the Akashic, the divine, the keepers of divine expression. They cannot stop them from doing their job, but they can do other things in their power, as I said before, and create spells against you and I to cloak us. Oh, Smelly Goat and his dumbass clan, his occult. Oh, they put lots of cloaks around me ever since I was a child. Smelly Goat known me since I was a little girl, and I'm just finding that out. When I met him, I think I met him several times before, is what my team is telling me, but the only time I remember meeting him It's back in 2000. And yeah, back in 2000. And he looked at me and he said, "You don't know who I am?" And I was like, "No, who the hell are you?" And he went, like, good. So I know that he was somebody that, he was a scientist that's been following me since birth. Following, slightly following my brother and sister, but me specifically. And my mother knew about this. And I think my father did. Something happened that makes me believe that. I'm not going to get into that. But yes, he followed me. He got into my Akashic. He got into my head. He let me think that he and I were dating. We had sexual intercourse, and he found out ways like that, and I'm grossed out by it. I want to throw up because I found out that he's much older than he told me he was. Ugh. So anyway, my brain is jumping all over the place because I get information. It's like, I can't remember the thought. So I jump around. But I was talking about earlier about the predictions video. Oh God, this predictions video is, I don't know. What do y'all think? Y'all think I should do a predictions video? I mean, I'm constantly being told this is going to be happening in 2065. This is going to happen in 2059. This is going to happen in 2020. This is going to happen in 2022. Should I talk about it? Do y'all think I should leave that alone? I want to know what you think. And even if you don't like me or don't like my channel, be perfectly honest. I want to know. I don't know why she's crying. I think I might have to get off now. And because my granddaughter is here with me. So I appreciate you guys listening. And I'm going to shut this down. It's already 40 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and shut this video down. And I will come back. I'm trying to hide her face. I will come back at another time and discuss it. If you have any questions, leave your questions below. If you have any ideas, leave it, or comments, leave them below. If you have something you want to add about the Akashic records that I might have left out, leave it down below. Rate, and please subscribe to my channel. I want to know if y'all would do me a favor. Since I'm putting up these videos and y'all like when I put up my videos, I like when y'all watch my videos. I like when you subscribe. So if you know somebody that, you know how you chit chat with people and you say, hey, do you watch her channel? You watch his channel? Go back to those people and remind them, QuietQueen got some more videos up. I'm trying to think of a way to get my inactive subscribers to become more active. So I'm trying to do that. Anybody have any suggestions, let me know. But I mean, there is a way that I can do that. I can try to reach all of them. They have a subscription button on YouTube where it says subscribers. I can go to each subscriber and leave them a note. That's time consuming because I have like 6,500 subscribers. But I don't know. Anyway, I am going to go. Please comment and let me know what you think. I appreciate all of you for watching and subscribing. You're the best. I love you. I truly do. And stay in light.